What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Let's Play you guys were asking for. The one I'm not replacing Grimrock with, because I'm just going to be making Grimrock a less frequent occurrence on my channel. I want to go through this game. This is very much a test Let's Play of this game, for the mere fact that it is... I'm not sure how watchable this game is going to end up being. It's just one of those games that is meant for a patient mind to sit back and think things through. Of course, we'll not be spending lots of time, you know, staring at a screen and thinking. If that's going to end up happening, I will edit all that out, but don't worry about that. But we are going to play this game. It is very much a game that is meant to be told or played as a story, in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to that. This also covers 400 years of in-game history, so how far that ends up happening, how far we end up going, we're probably gonna... I already have a goal I'm gonna set out to do while I play, and if we reach that goal after like 40 or 50 episodes or more, then we'll call it there. If we get there quicker than that, then we'll keep going. It'll be a touch and feel, kind of touch and go. Also, this is one of my earlier episodes of any of my shows where I'm using the new mic, so I apologize if the audio is too quiet. I do plan on bumping this in post-processing, as I will be messing with audio levels for the next few days, I have a feeling, at the very least. But without further ado, let's jump into the sucker and start playing. So, the goal is to start really early. We're going to be playing during 1066, the earliest possible start time, where basically England over here is being torn apart by war. Three different people are vying for control. You can actually read it down here. King Harold Godwinson rushes to defend the shores of England against the forces of the traitor's brother Tostig and the Norwegian king Harold IV, nicknamed Hardrade, which is Hard Ruler. Meanwhile, William the Conqueror, essentially, he's not known as William the Conqueror yet, or he might be. William, Duke of Normandy, is about to launch his own invasion of England, sanctioned by Pope Alexander II himself. Saxon, Norman, or Norman, who shall rule? Now, of course, this game does not go according to history. It goes to whatever the hell ends up happening. So what we're going to do is we are going to start here, and what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Ireland. And the reason I'm choosing Ireland is about threefold. One, Ireland's not that big. Two, it's branched off ever so slightly from England, so we don't have to worry about England all that much. And they have their own stuff. Ireland's got its own thing going on right now. They're a very fractioned country as it is, and my goal is to unite Ireland under one rule, under my rule, the High King. And who am I going to be playing as? Well, that's quite simple. I'm going to be playing as, after doing some research, I'm going to be playing as Duke Murshad I of Munster. He owns Thomond and Ormond. Ormond is being ruled by his vassal, the Earl, Reginald of Ormond. And we have a very interesting starting here. So we're going to hit play, and this whole first episode is going to be taking a look at our surroundings, what we have to deal with, what we have to work with, and what we need to work on almost immediately. It's going to be lots of research and looking. So that is exactly what I plan on doing this early on. Before we do anything, let's take a look at the big important stuff. So we are unmarried. We have an heir that is unmarried. We need to pick an ambition, and we can press de jure ducal claims on Desmond, it looks like. What does this mean? It means at some point Desmond was probably part of our own kingdom, and they branched off, whether they became independent through a conquer or through a revolt, and now their own. So through some old laws and through some old claims, we ourselves can claim Desmond. Before we worry about that, let's take a look at our character. Let's take a look at what makes the Duke of Munster tick. So let's see. We have ourselves here. We are a tough soldier, we're diligent, we're charitable, we're a little gluttonous, and we're a little wrathful, it seems. And I want you to all know, this is very, very, very important, that these traits are randomized every single time you play. I did play as him for a little bit, and these were not the traits I had, nor were these the stats I had. In fact, these stats are worse, which is not a good thing. So we got to keep that in mind. We have no living parents, and our heir is not part of our dynasty, which is actually very, very important. But first thing we're going to do is going to pick an ambition, and we're going to pick getting married as our ambition, because what we need is... That'll be easy to fix. That's an ambition we can pick really, really quickly. So let's take a look at our heir real quick, Brian Mac Murshad. But before we do that, let's just take a look at our family tree. So how did we get him? Where did he come from? Perhaps... He was never married, it looks like. His wife is not here. He was never married. Did he adopt all of these people, perhaps? Very curious. I'm curious how he came about him. That's very interesting. But either way, the important thing to know is Brian McMurshad, who's 18 years of age, is he's a steward. He's our steward, and more importantly, he's our heir, and he's not part of our dynasty. He's not blood related. We love him though. He is my child, therefore we adore this man. And he likes us a decent amount as well, though we adore this guy for some reason. We love him, and he's considered part of our dynasty for some reason, even though he's not part of our dynasty. If we take a look at our actual dynasty tree, anything that's blood related is what we want. Go to the head of the dynasty. Here we are, and we can just kind of branch down here. And what if it doesn't have a blood drip next to it? He's not related. So we want to kind of why is he so? We want him to be part of our actual dynasty, but he's not. As you can see, hovering over him, it doesn't even say part of our dynasty, but if you hover over him, this red means he's of your dynasty. So as much as we love him, we want him to be part of our dynasty, so we're probably going to have to replace him with a son. More importantly, let's take a look at our council. Our council is made up of a chancellor here, Flaither Batok MacDomnall. Oh god, old Irish names. He is a decent chancellor. And he likes us a good amount. The only thing that's kind of knocking points against us is that we have a short reign. Our Marshal, Earl Regnevald of Ormond, is a pretty good Earl. He's a pretty good Marshal as well. He's actually a decent Marshal altogether. And he kind of likes us. We're a foreigner, so he doesn't like us that much. Temperate versus gluttonous, and more importantly, our short reign is really hurting us. Keep in mind, this short reign debuff will go away in time. Our steward is, of course, our son. And he's kind of a meh steward, right? He's not that great. In fact, he's probably could be replaced pretty quickly if we needed him to be. So we could just take a look here. Actually, we don't have anybody in the media area that would be any better than him, so we can't even replace him right now. So we're not going to worry about it. He's alright. He likes us a good amount. But our spy master, it's good that he likes us because he's going to be really important to us. Primarily because he's amazing. Our spy master we couldn't ask for anything better this early in the game. In fact, we're going to get him scheming immediately and throw him in to make sure nobody's plotting our death. We're going to get him going. And our chaplain is also quite good. Does he like us more than he likes the Pope, though, is the real question. And we'll probably figure that out. Let's see, right now. Yes, he does. I'm sorry, I was reading. I was confused why this was highlighted. Why is this highlighted? So, this is important because he's going to be giving us taxes over the Pope, which is good. And the Pope likes us as well, but that's not a big deal right now. Our court chaplain likes us a lot, and that's really good. We don't want him going off to battle. This, by the way, means if we click this button, they're forbidden to lead armies. And we're going to worry about that later. So what we're going to do is we're going to train some... We're going to set all these guys off to do some things. So... Oh, more importantly, before we do that, let's take a look real quick at our relationships with everybody. So over here, we have this guy who is in charge of Desmond, which we want. We have ducal claims for this, right? He, opinion of Murshad the First. He has a 10. He kind of likes us. We could even go into diplomacy and offer vacillation. Chances are he's going to say no, though. Yeah, let's see. He's going to say no. Is there going to give us a reason he's going to say no? No, he's just going to say no. So we will have to go to war with him to take this from him. Though I'm curious what kind of troops he can raise. Excuse me, I had a little hiccup there. I don't know why. His vassals like us as well. Not a big deal. So let's take a look at our neighbors. Ossory. Let's see how much these guys end up really liking us. He likes us as well. All are about 10s. We could even Ossory. He's what? The Earl of Ossory. Does he belong to anything? Let's take a look over here. These guys are all independent, it looks like. As you can see, their borders are different colors. So this independent. Let's take a look at Connacht, actually. He likes us 10. Nothing different. And he is a duke as well, but he only owns Connacht over here. Connacht, or whatever you want to say it. Over here, this man likes us a typical amount. This guy looks old as balls. He's 52 years old, and if he does die... he's going to be succeeded by this guy right here, who is his chancellor, it looks like. Does he have no sons to speak of? He has children. Okay, so his chancellor is one of his children, so that's fine. It would probably be good if we could take this at some point as well. Alright, so that's good to know. And who else? This is him. Everybody is, you know, overall we're very neutral with one another, which is kind of a good thing, I guess. I'm more worried about taking over smaller areas right now, so we're going to end up, again, sending off some people to do some jobs. Again, our chancellor's not amazing, but we can have him go off and start fabricating claims a bit. He has a pretty good chance of doing it. What, 8%? Not bad. Our marshal, let's have him train troops. That's just going to allow us to get more troops when we do call for them in the army. And our steward, we don't need him to do anything right now. We could research economy tech, which is fine. And our court chaplain, improve religious relations with... Well, let's actually take a look. Before we do that, let's actually take a look at Desmond here and his court. Where's his bishop? His opinion of us? No, I want to know his opinion of us. He likes us a decent amount. We do want to have, if we're going to start taking this, though, we want to make sure that he likes us a lot. So what we're going to do is improve religious relations with him here. That way, over time, he can give us his taxes when it ends up happening. So that's good. We've got that all sorted out as well. Our laws are decent, I think. We have a couple pretenders to the throne. Our nephew and our half-brother. These are the people we'll end up taking over. In fact, how much do these guys like us? He actually has he's a straight-up neutral opinion of us. Let's take a look why. He doesn't like us because of our short reign. He's a title claimant, and I'm a wrathful man, and he's a patient man. He's probably got a pretty strong claim to the throne. In fact, his parent, he's our half-brother, again. He probably has a strong claim to our throne as much as we do, in fact. So that's just how it is. We're going to have to worry about that later. Let's take a look at pretenders to the throne again. Oops, how did I get a look at that? Oh, laws, I think. Yep, and we have our nephew, who actually likes us a lot. And he's also a pretender to the throne. He also has potential to rule. He's an honest man, an ambitious man, a zealous man. He's a very kind and flamboyant schemer. He might actually make a good ruler. He's got decent military might, and his diplomacy's not bad. Let's take a look. I'm more curious, actually, about him. What kind of man are we looking at? He's a charismatic negotiator. His stats are kind of crap, though. He's got a lisp. Slothful man. He's brave, though. He's patient, and he's gregarious. Good to know. We're gonna have our technology focus on legalism. I'm gonna look up technology as we go along, and if we needed to pull any troops from anywhere, we can get ourselves about 225 and 62 more from our vassals. So we're looking at almost 300 troops, and I'm curious how many he would be able to raise. We could choose a plot. What could I be a plot? Plot to revoke the county of Ormond. Let's see. Earl Reginald of Ormond. We could revoke it from him. I'm not quite sure what that means. We have 150 plot power immediately, and I'm curious as to why. Revoke the county. We could pull it back. Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. What that's going to do is pull this man's title. And eventually we want to do that, but actually, let's take a look at how much our vassal actually likes us. He doesn't even like us that much, so we definitely don't want to pull his title yet. And the reason we don't want to pull his title is because he'll hate us after that. In fact, we don't like him very much. He's a foreigner, I'm a foreigner, etc., etc. His parents let's take a look at our father real quick. He's a Munster. Weird. Alright, so that's kind of a quick overview as to what we're dealing with immediately. We do want to get married, so we should probably get ourselves married as well. If we're going to marry someone, we don't really need to worry about how much they like us, because that's not a big deal. The things we need to look at is solid stats, potentially if we want to improve something in particular. Say, oh god, we want to improve our diplomacy, we could find someone who's relatively diplomatic. And looks like a Norwegian woman. I don't want to do that. No, no. No, 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 no. Go back. What I wanted to do was diplomacy. Is go to her And she is a Norwegian woman. We'd probably get I don't think we'd get an alliance out of this, though. Because she's a courtier, we probably wouldn't end up getting an alliance. Oh, we would get an alliance. Alliances. Count Sven of Ragnold. We would be getting an alliance out of this, which is good. Who is it? Count Sven of Rogaland? Rogaland. So right here. And it looks like the Count, who's his liege? King Harold. So we would basically be marrying into the Nords, which is a good army. But that means we'd probably end up going to war with England at some point if we ever ended up getting called. And if that's the case, we would want to help him win. But again, we don't necessarily want to get pulled into that war really early. We can get rid of all these messages. Let's go back, take a look at the wives. If we want to up our diplomacy again, which is very important because it affects people's opinion of us, we could marry him. Now, we'd lose prestige big time because she is such a lowborn. Not necessarily the best, but look at this. We have Princess of Denmark over here. She's Danish. She actually likes us. Let's take a look. She's a flamboyant schemer. She's a bastard child. She's a legitimized bastard, which is interesting. Even though her diplomacy is super high, that's even with a -1 diplomacy, so that's good to keep in mind. Born a bastard, but she's been legitimized. She can inherit, etc., etc. She's gluttonous like myself. She's honest. She's an honest woman, which is going to be good. She's charitable, and she's kind. Every one of her stats outside of that one is complete garbage. And we would take half of her stats, by the way. See, this is our score. Off to the right is our total score. And our wife, we get half of our wives to that. So let's see. Who else do we have? Uraka. She is a charismatic negotiator. She's a princess. She's wrathful like myself. She's charitable. She's trusting. And she's cynical. Not a big deal. Her stats are a little bit better than hers. I mean, we're maintaining. We wouldn't be marrying into Denmark or anything. Where would we be marrying? Let's actually take a look. We'd be marrying into Navarra, which, I mean, they're a small country. I mean, right here. The liege is King Ansto of Navarra, so we'd be marrying into a very small nation. The alliance wouldn't really mean much because they wouldn't be able to raise many troops. But it's worth thinking about because of just because of how good she is with the stats that we want. All right, let's head back in here again. We could take a look at this courtier. She's 18. Her stats are pretty rough though. The lower we get, we got to keep in mind age too. We don't want anyone really older than 20s. Like, this is pushing it. In fact, right now, the Denmark chick is pretty much where we're looking. And her liege is King Sven of Denmark. We'd get a Denmark ally. They're really far away. Keep that in mind. They're pretty much across the ocean. But gaining them as an ally would be nice. And look at this. He's got lots of children. Holy balls, they have lots of children. Yikes. I wonder if any of them are bastards. I can imagine they might be. So let's see. He owns pretty much right up to here. He would actually make a pretty decent ally, I would think. Actually, this might be a really good. Now, the only problem that this guy poses is that he's really, really far away. But does he? Yeah. He has no liege, so he owns these islands. I mean, they're not that much, but it's something, right? Alright, let's go back to myself. So that's a really good one to keep in mind. Any monstrous or really good martial prowess woman. We have a courtier. All the martial prowess strong ones are courtiers, which we don't necessarily want. So right now I think it's going to be between either the Princess of Denmark here, as I was saying, or the Norwegian woman. The only problem with the Norwegian woman is she's old. She is young here, and she could bear us many children. I think we're going to go for her. She's young. And we get an alliance with them, so we could do that. And we're going to get 3 prestige for marrying into House Ilving, which is not that much. And 100 for marrying the daughter of a king. We could swear fealty to him, which we definitely do not want to do. And this is also important to check when you're getting married. Make sure it's not matrilineal, meaning the daughters would be his bloodline, not ours. So we're going to send that on off. And that's going to take care of this here. Well, not that one. That's our unmarried heir. What we want to do with him, we'll think about later. I'm not too worried about that. I'm very happy with that right now. And how old am I? How am I getting on in the years? I'm 39. So we definitely need to hurry up and have some children. And outside of that, let's take a look. We were making about $0.69 a month. We're getting a good chunk of prestige a month on top of some piety. We need 2 more territories to get to max, because we can have a total of 3, and that's how many territories we have total. That's our realm size in total. We have 6. Our vassals here. I'll have to look into maybe taking some of these over as my own at some point, but for now, no. We might end up pushing the de jure claims in Desmond, but this is just the absolute basics of we're in a pretty good spot where, I mean, we're surrounded by people who don't hate us. Everybody who pretty much likes us. Nobody really hates us in our own town either. And our court here isn't terrible. And I don't think we have it. Can we get a better steward? We really, I don't think can. No, we're pretty much the best we could get right now here as well. And it's not bad. So we'll keep that in mind. And I think we'll stop here for the first video. Just an introduction as to what we're dealing with, and we'll hit on the play button next time. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm curious if you guys are going to be interested in this. I hope you will be. And thank you so much again for swinging by, and I'll see you guys next time.